Hey guys, energy today, probably one of actually the best days of the entire year. Every year when the sun comes into an exact alignment with Jupiter in the sky, this is one of the most fortunate, blessed, lucky days of the entire year. We also have Venus changing signs today, entering the sign of Gemini. This is definitely bringing a vibe shift. And as Venus enters Gemini, hits 0 degrees of Gemini, she will also be forming a trine in the sky to Pluto in the sign of Aquarius. Changing tastes, changing preferences, options, choices, decisions, opening our mind perhaps in a way that maybe we didn't expect over this next couple of weeks. Lots of energy going on today, you guys. Lots of good energy going on that is moving us in the right direction, that is promising like success and victory and positive outcomes, luck, and good fortune coming our way. Let's get into the energy. Let's talk about these aspects in a little bit more detail, see how they might be impacting our experience on the ground today. Welcome back to my channel, you guys. Today is Tuesday, April 11th, 2023. My name is Aubrey. This is your astrological outlook of the day, where we are narrating the shift of the ages on a daily basis. If you guys stick with me till the end of this video, we are also going to be looking at a collective tarot reading that I have done for the day as well. Whenever I'm looking at energy, I kind of like to tap the field from more than one modality just to get a more well-rounded overview of what is playing out for us on an energetic level. So we're going to be doing that as well. So you might want to stick around for that. That's going to be at the end. But we're starting with the astrology, and this is this beautiful day. Of course, we do have the sun and Jupiter coming into exact alignment once a year. Jupiter being this great benefic, hope, optimism, truth also, you guys, in the sign of Aries. This alignment coming together could definitely be exposing us to some greater level of personal truth or personal sense of self-awareness, or a greater just faith or trust or belief in like our own ability to persevere and to take a risk and to be successful. We could definitely be sort of having this fire lit up underneath us as a result of a restored sense of faith, trust, belief in our own ability to persevere, to conquer, to, be the like initiator of our own experiences. This is a very supportive energy to the risks that we're taking, to the action that we're engaging in, to the things that we're starting fresh now. And specifically, happening in the sign of Aries. This is the first sign of the zodiac, but we're also talking about simultaneous, and we'll get more into this as we get through this report, but Venus and Pluto both also today at 0 degrees forming a trine together. This is also indicating like some big time transformations in regards to some fresh starts, some like initiation points, some brand new activity or way that we are thinking, or in terms of what we are valuing. Like I said in my intro, some very significant changes to like tastes and preferences and desires, and a desire to have more options and choices and to be able to be more flexible as we are sort of picking out what matches us in the context of how we are redefining ourselves as we go through this period of time, really of this like collective death and rebirth, this transition of ages. And that's, we're also in this month right now of double new moons in the sign of Aries. We just had our full moon in the sign of Libra and Aries, like huge period of transitions, ending and beginnings, very transformative all year. This entire 2023 year is very much about starting in one state and ending in another, metamorphosis, alchemizing, like we're in a year that's all about that. And today, as we have this beautiful blessed energy coming in, our once yearly Sun Jupiter conjunction, the good luck, the blessings, and the fortune have a lot to do with these changes that are going on deep within us in regards to how we are relating to ourselves and others based on changing preferences, values, desires, and tastes for things generally. So that's sort of the flavor that we're working with in the context of how these blessings are arriving for us. Now, of course, being in the sign of Aries, if you happen to have significant planets between 20 and 25 degrees of fire signs or the sign of Libra, like you guys are really in the limelight for some of these really beautiful blessings coming through, but it's just likely to do good things for all of us, because that's what this energy notoriously is known for and does. Very harmonious, positive, almost refreshing day. And it's beautiful also because the moon is doing some harmonious things as well. It's not like we've got square moons going on. We really don't have any you know, like rain on my parade aspects going on today. The squares and the oppositions are sort of to a minimum, and we've got these trines playing out, and then we've got this beautiful Sun Jupiter conjunction. So it really is this beautiful day. We start the day with the moon in the sign of Sagittarius, of course, ruled by Jupiter in the conjunction to the sun. So both luminaries fused in with this Jupiterian energy. We do want to be careful not to take things to excess, not to go overboard, not to be like super self-aggrandizing or dogmatic, or believe that, you know, we're the only ones that know and everybody's below us. Like, we don't want to use this energy that way and just be like way over the top with things. But, you know, this energy really is trying to bring us back to life and put us back on the throne in terms of our own active creation of, you know, the experiences and what we're doing next. It's trying to reinstill a sense of internalized power via this faith, trust, and belief in ourselves to essentially like create our own destiny, like manifest destiny, you know what I mean? Just like pioneer, launch out, go in a new direction, start something new for ourselves, redefine ourselves as well. Also, Venus now entering the sign of Gemini. This is like makeovers, okay? This is like totally switching it up. People are likely to be really changing their outer appearance, changing things to do with their home, like maybe even changing their own internalized perception of like beauty and stuff like that over this next couple of weeks with Venus's transit into the sign of Gemini, you know, but it is very much also associated like with who we're becoming next, where we're going now, like what's moving us forward, and this next phase of growth, restoring not only the faith, trust, and belief in ourselves, but also the recognition of the value and the potential and the worth. That is another, you know, dimension of what this transformative energy could signify, is a re-identification with the value, worth, potential, and also the courage, strength, optimism, hope, motivation. So, you know, we really have the masculine energy, Jupiter and the sun in the sign of Aries, and even then the feminine energy, you know, the Pluto-Venus interaction going on. And the moon, I said it starts the day in Sagittarius, forming a conjunction to the galactic center at 27 degrees of Sagittarius. Again, you know, even expanding even more our ability to gain some personal wisdom into our purpose and into our passions and our desires, and kind of see the bigger picture of things, detach less from maybe like the more like mundane like critical elements of like our day-to-day life and stuff like that, sort of just helping us to see things from a more positive perspective generally. But then the moon will move into the sign of Capricorn. Early degrees of Capricorn will form a trine to the north node in the sign of Taurus, also ruled by Venus. So it's like this expansion or this positive energy that is coming through to us, the impact that it's having is helping us to make some perhaps deep, internalized, intense, powerful changes in relation to our heart, in relation to our values, in relation to our preferences, that are moving us forward towards this path of growth in alignment with a deeper recognition of the truth of our value, the truth of our potential, the truth of our ability to create with that, to build with that, the north node in the sign of Taurus. So it's just a really beautiful recipe today for helping us to get back on track, or to start moving towards manifesting our goals. Saturn right now also in the sign of Pisces. The moon will also form a sextile to Saturn today. One of the higher octaves of this energy is really helping us to manifest our dreams into reality. This grounding, forming, structuring, foundation laying energy in the sign of the dreamer, in the sign of the, you know, ideal. We have a potential to really create, bring down, manifest, ground our dreams into reality when we have Saturn in the sign of Pisces, as long as we are doing the work to stay in alignment essentially with our spiritual connection and with our higher self, and surrendering the burdens of that which we can't control. A very strongly defined faith is what assists in the process of manifestation and bringing dreams into reality when we have Saturn in the sign of Pisces. So the moon will also form the sextile to Saturn today. Like, this energy is, if we use it properly and even unconsciously, you know, this is going to be happening to everybody in the world also who's not watching this video right now. This is not something that we necessarily need to be consciously aware of in order for it to be happening, but that is what is likely to be happening. The positive situations that are playing out today are for a purpose of aligning us with this trajectory of personal growth in alignment with the truth of our purpose through these very deep changes that are simultaneously being sort of triggered within us at this period of time. It's a process of self-empowerment as well. Sun and Jupiter coming together in the sign of Aries, in the sign of the self, while we also have Venus, ruling the heart and our relationships and what we love and what we value, and, our own sense of self-love and worthiness and all of beauty, all of that type of stuff in the trine, the facilitating aspect with Pluto, gaining this deep sense of like the power of our love, or just this powerful and intimate connection, recognizing what that means, like within ourselves or within our relationships. There could definitely, I will say, be a level of intensity and depth to the interactions with others that are playing out today. They could be like quite profound. There could just be like just a very like powerful or penetrating almost, or just like meant to be also sort of like divinely aligned significance or nature to the conversations that we're having, or the information, what we're learning, what we're gaining, or the meetings or the encounters that are going on that, again, are leading to some type of interchange within us that is propelling us forward in some type of a way, or that is just creating some type of forward momentum. Venus and Jupiter, or Venus and Pluto, coming into the trine at 0 degrees of these air signs. This is fast moving energy as well. This is ideas, and this is conversations. Again, this is thought-based energy. Some very, like I've been saying, I've been saying shifting and changing preferences and tastes, and like sort of redefining what we want and who we are. We have Uranus right now in the sign of Taurus that is also contributing to that, but now that we've got this Venus Gemini energy, I do feel like that's what we are looking at and working towards. So there could be, big things or new things happening today, relationship changes, partnership changes, deals, negotiations going on now that are going to be, as indicated in the blueprint of the cosmos, coming down some type of blessed, like bigly somehow in the future. Okay, this energy is also ushering into a period of these new opportunities, options, and choices and decisions, like I've said, that could be quite life-changing. The 0 degree Pluto trine that is happening simultaneously. So the 4 things we're really talking about today, we've got the Sun, Jupiter in the exact conjunction at 22 degrees of Aries, which is a glorious degree, okay, for this conjunction to be happening, and I will tell you guys what that is in a minute. But then the Venus Pluto trine, exact in air signs as well, 0 degrees, critical degree, Venus entering Gemini. Of course, this is this palpable vibe shift that is coming up, and also the moon in Sag starting the day, hitting the galactic center, then moving into Capricorn and grounding out this energy, taking the ideas, taking the changing thoughts, the transformations to our mind, and helping us to really like apply that practically in a way that is forming or laying these foundations to what it is that we want to create next, in alignment with these higher octaves of our soul and our purpose that we are identifying and coming to align with now. So fantastic energy for gaining both deeper Pluto energy and a more elevated Jupiter energy, states of truth and awareness about things. And again, most likely in terms of our own self-awareness, or in regards to relationships that contributes to changing our mind or transforms us in some type of way. That's what we're looking at. Luckiest day of the year, you guys. That's what I'm saying. I do feel like this is beautiful energy. Okay, the Sun and Jupiter coming into alignment at 22 degrees of Aries. That Sabian symbol, you guys, like you can't make it up. When I saw this, I was like, wow, really? 22 Aries. The gate to the garden of all fulfilled desires. So when any 2 planets come into a conjunction in the sky, they are beginning a new cycle together that will play out through whatever the course of time of their orbits are, until they come back into an exact alignment with each other. With Jupiter and the Sun, this is it happens, it's like a yearly thing. Okay, so this year, what is being blessed, what we are expanding into, the personal truths that we come into contact with, or what is made known to us, or, just the trajectory of what we're starting or what we're engaging in this energy, is representing, okay, the gate to the garden of all fulfilled desires, which would be a very synonymous concept, right, to the luckiest day of the year, or, you know, this blessed fortune energy. So universe is truly blessing us in the context of how this alignment and dynamic is coming together this year. Also, the stuff playing out alongside of it, right? Venus moving to 0 degrees of the sign of Gemini today. In terms of the Sabian symbol, that would be 1 Gemini. A glass bottom boat reveals undersea wonders and panoramas. It is this deeper, more clear understanding of what's been going on under the surface of things, or, you know, what has been really like impacting us on an emotional level that we are gaining a greater understanding of now through both this enhanced, like, elevated Jupiter energy and also this deep and intense Pluto energy. And it's leading to blessings, like it's leading to luck, it's leading to good fortune. There is a powerful force facilitating the achievement of our desires and getting what we want being expressed in this energy, both in terms of the transits and also symbolically. And as I said, with the moon moving into Capricorn, we'll be forming this sextile to Saturn, who rules the sign of Capricorn and Pisces right now, dreams into reality, and the trine to the North Node in Earth signs. This trine is also between the moon and the North Node is happening in Earth signs. I always say when things are happening in Earth signs, they're actually likely to be like really tangibly, like physically happening, and trines facilitate things. So it's moving us forward, you guys. It's moving us in the right direction, structuring and forming Saturn and Capricorn energy, the framework of the future, the trine to the North Node, the destiny point, the next phase of growth, you know, where we're being sort of compulsively pulled to at this point in time in the sign of Taurus. And of course, Venus ruling the North Node then, the sign of Taurus, in the trine to Pluto. It's through the deep inner recognition that are contributing to the changes happening now. So that's sort of like the underlying, I guess we could call it like framework in terms of how this energy is coming together to create the result of transitioning us from a past phase of life where maybe we had lost hope for ourselves or didn't see ourselves as capable, moving us forward into a new phase of life where we are totally redefining what we want and who we are and how we're going to interact with our reality going forward, and starting to believe, you know, that if we put in the work, if we stay focused, if we stay in alignment with our spiritual truths, that literally anything is possible for us, and the only limitations that we experience are those that we create in our own mind as a result of faulty frameworks and faulty programming from the past. So this is, again, you know, as we're transitioning into the age of Aquarius, this is the age of self-knowledge. This is the age of self-empowerment. This is the age of self-mastery. Pluto at 0 degrees right now. This is all about ultimately bringing us back to a much more profound and effective state of self-empowerment, so that we can activate our destiny, fulfill our purpose, and really get this transition of ages happening in a much more physically demonstrated way. Okay, so energy is showing us the truth. Energy is opening our mind. Venus moving into the sign of Gemini, that is a desire for open-mindedness. Okay, that is, we want options. We want to see all the angles. We want all the information. We want to talk about it. We want to think about it. Like, this is not energy that is avoidant of having to do the research or like have the conversation. This is energy that is very much engaged in wanting to see every angle, wanting to, you know, analyze, wanting to like talk and discuss until like we've literally gotten like every drop that can be gotten out of anything or any subject. So, you know, life-changing ideas, okay, meetings, conversations, opportunities, Venus entering the sign of Gemini in the exact trine to Pluto. And this is also not the time to necessarily commit to something or someone, but it is a time to be open to anything. Now, I don't feel that that applies in terms of like deals and negotiations, like I said, and stuff like that, because those are also ruled by Gemini, where Venus is now. This is actually, while Venus transits Gemini, this is a very good time for any type of business transactions, commercial transactions, stuff like that, supported with Venus in the sign of Gemini. great for that. But in terms of like romantic commitments and romantic relationships and stuff, especially with Venus hitting Gemini in the trine to, or yeah, in the trine to Pluto, we want to keep our options open, okay? Things could be really intense and they could start off just like very powerful and almost like very like just compulsive almost, or like intense, or like obsessive to an extent when we have this energy. But it is best, okay, to try to keep things as light as possible, as non-committal as possible, and to just allow ourselves to be versatile while this energy is playing out. It's not necessarily time to commit to something or someone, but to be open to anything, okay? Venus and Gemini, let's touch briefly on sort of just some of the, you know, more like textbook qualities and characteristics of Venus in the sign of Gemini. Venus is love, right? So whenever we're talking about Venus transiting a specific sign, we're talking about like that energy enjoys or desires or loves the nature of that sign, okay? So when we're talking about Venus in the sign of Gemini, this is going to be a love of, like, a lot of these things that I've been referencing or mentioning up until this point: versatility, variation, conversations, socializing, exchanging ideas and information. Now, I will say Venus in Gemini is not a super deep energy. Like, this is kind of like a more like small talk, like not like a jack of all trades, but like kind of knows like the trivia on every subject type of energy. Like, we may not be like diving really deep into like the inner workings and like the like big, you know, full body of knowledge of any subject, but like likes to know a lot about everything, okay? Ideas and information, reading, writing, talking, thinking. Like, there's a desire to do it. Book clubs and stuff like that. I guarantee you guys, like, the majority of people who are involved in book clubs and who like that type of thing have Venus in like Virgo or in Gemini. Just likes to think and talk about like literature or ideas or like anything like that, okay? Desires mental stimulation, does not like to be bored. Do not bore a Venus and Gemini. They like won't have anything to do with it, and they get bored pretty easily as well. They need the mental stimulation, okay? Love of knowledge, love to have the options, the choices, the alternatives, love the lists, love the plans, the meetings, the schedules, the post-it notes, and also changing things up. Venus and Gemini loves to change their appearance, doesn't like to look the same, doesn't like repetition and monotony, can't stand uniformity. So when we've got now Venus entering the sign of Gemini in the context of the trine to Pluto, also right now Uranus in the sign of Taurus ruled by Venus and the North Node there, we are likely to go through some perhaps like big identity changes in terms of how we relate to others, what we want, what we value, our tastes, our preferences, all that I've said a million times this report. So this is a great energy for exploring all of the options, getting a taste for a variety of possibilities before choosing what we're going to focus on caring and nurturing, okay, when Venus enters Cancer next month. So, you know, we are going to commit. We're going to, you know, find what we really want to put our tender love and care into. And that's going to come, you know, as Venus enters the sign of Cancer, which is the sign of the mother and the home and like caring and love and nurturing, the moon, the emotions. But for now, options open, you guys, and the sky's the limit, okay? So overall today, fantastic energy. We should be feeling positive. Things should be going well. Again, like I said, great day for deals, negotiations, and relationships or connections having some type of powerful or life-changing effect on us, perhaps. There is this level of power or intensity or transformation in terms of relationships or partnerships or money, business, with the trine between Venus and Pluto at that 0 degrees. But it is these fresh starts. I'm telling you guys, like, things that are new that are happening now are going to be life-changing perhaps, but also very supported. This is this new energy, positive and blessed, changes the gate to the garden of all fulfilled desires. Like, that's what we're working with, you guys. So, you know, and even the moon in Capricorn forming the trine to the North Node, facilitating future growth, facilitating momentum in a positive direction, in alignment with our higher selves. So that's what I have to say today, you guys, in terms of the astrology. it is looking quite lovely out there. I do think we should take advantage of this day. Like I said, if there are, some risks you need to take, or some conversations that you need to have, or some things that you need to get done, shots you need to shoot, or things you need to ask for, this is a very good energy to go ahead and do that. So that is my recommendation for the day today, and whatever is happening today is moving us forward in a positive direction. Don't be afraid to be adaptable. That is what is being called for as well, with Venus now entering the sign of Gemini. So all of that being said, you guys, let's get into the tarot now for a minute, or tarot card message for today. We got 4 cards coming out. We're going to look at 2 cards on the back of the deck. These cards to me are talking about a period of corrections. That may be also kind of what this energy is indicating. Remember, we also have Saturn in the South Node currently. I didn't talk about this today. I've been talking about it a lot lately because Mars was also trining out this grand trine in water, this trine energy between the South Node Saturn and Mars that was happening last week. Mars has moved out of range of that aspect, but we do have Saturn and the South Node together. This is also indicating this karmic release from like past issues. And then in the context also of this new energy and these blessed beginnings coming in, it's like we're clearing old karma, we're detaching from old karmic patterns. There's this divine correction going in that is putting us back on track on a more successful trajectory moving forward. I feel like that is what the energy that is coming through in the tarot is essentially talking about today. A correction that's happening. Anywhere that our commitments were not leading to a sense of true fulfillment, or we were working against ourselves, this is what is being, like I said, like a correction. This is what is being up-leveled or removed or shifted or transitioned or transformed in this energy. And it could also have to do with, again, like the interactions or the partnerships or the relationships that are forming now with this trine Pluto. That's power, okay? That's power in all of its forms. And in the sign of Aquarius, that's also could be an individual. Like, it could be a very different and powerful type of individual or opportunity that is coming to us now, or people that we are working with that are coming into fruition that are contributing to this correction that is underway somehow. But anyways, we've got the Tower in reverse coming out first, followed by the Knight of Wands, followed by the 10 of Pentacles in reverse, followed by the 3 of Pentacles. On the back of the deck, we've got the 8 of Pentacles in reverse, followed by the Sun, okay? So with the Tower in reverse, the 10 of Pentacles, the 8 of Pentacles in reverse, what I'm saying is, again, like some perhaps type of abrupt correction or abrupt change, sudden change that is pertaining to like what we had been working on, what we had been building, what we had been committed to, or how we had been like previously defining ourselves in the past as well. Coming to an end somehow, like I said, some type of abrupt change, ending, breaking of a cycle, being released from something suddenly perhaps. But then we've got the Knight of Wands, we've got the 3 of Pentacles, and then we've got the Sun card. It's like whatever is being removed or whatever correction needs to be made right now, it's like immediately being restored with this sense of like passion or fervor or these new relationships or these new opportunities or these new connections to rebuild in a way that's in alignment with like the authentic life purpose or the true like what really fills us up, like the true sense of passion. This reading to me is saying that anywhere that we have built our lives around like a faulty sense of like self-understanding or self-worth or inauthenticity in any way, like those are Saturn trine the South Node, like what we're being released from now. Those are sort of the towers that are crumbling right now, but it's part of this corrective process to actually restore us to the people, the places, and the opportunities that are supportive and conducive to our proper growth in alignment with, like I said, like our true destiny, our true purpose, that which really makes us like grow and thrive and feel alive. So again, endings and beginnings, where we've gotten off track, universe sort of kind of cosmically coming in and shifting things around, realigning things in a way that is waking us up to the truth of our like our own personal truth, right? Our own potential, our own value, our own capabilities, and giving us the restored sense of hope, faith, confidence, belief, trust in ourselves to actually move forward in a direction that is allowing those to come into fruition and to light up our lives. So that's what I'm going to say, you guys, in terms of the tarot cards as they're coming through today. I'm going to grab one more card now, a synchronicity card. This is a message, God, Spirit, Universe. What guidance, advice can we use, can benefit us as we are going throughout the course of our day today? What is it that we need to know most at this period of time? It's your attitude. That's what it's saying. It's your attitude, guys. It's our attitude. Straight is the gate and narrow is the way, which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. Matthew 7:14. The only way you can alter outer conditions is to change your mental attitude. For harmony, peace, prosperity, and health to enter your life, you must fill your subconscious with the understanding that all harmony, peace, abundance, and security is yours right now. Venus trining Pluto, Pluto ruling the subconscious mind, Venus ruling harmony, peace, Jupiter, there's the abundance, and actually Mars ruling the sign of Jupiter, ruling the sign Aries, where Jupiter and the sun are in the conjunction right now. This could have to do with also like expanded levels of security or just positive things happening in relation to the home and the family as well. So, this is saying perhaps it's our attitudes that are shifting along with the preferences and the tastes and the desires and the values over this period of time. So it's an attitude shift going on as well, you guys, and that is actually what is going to be our best friend in the process of moving forward in this new direction and working to more consciously create the directions and the outcomes of what is unfolding before us next. So that's what I have to say today, you guys. Message from the stars, message from the cards on this very beautiful, lucky, blessed, fortunate day. Wishing you all like the best day ever, because it really is on an energy level pretty much like the best day ever, and I hope you guys liked it. If you did like this video, please give me a thumbs up, share it with your friends if you think that they would like this type of astrology content as well. Leave me comments, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your feedback. I love knowing how these energies are affecting you. If you're having experiences playing out along with the energy or alongside the energy that I'm describing, please let me know in the comment section below. I also have a Facebook group and a page and an Instagram, some other stuff in my description box below if you're interested in any of that. And come back with me later this week, you guys. I will be back on Friday for our weekend video, and we are going to have our exact Saturn South Node trine going on, and we also have a Venus Saturn square that we need to talk about throughout the course of this weekend as well. So I will be back later this week. You should be here too. You don't want to miss it. In the meantime, we are riding high on this Sun Jupiter energy. Have a beautiful day, you guys, and I will see you next time. And until then, bye guys.